Check sound. Oke teman-teman, kembali lagi di Tara Ars Game Indonesia. Dan sekarang kita lagi-lagi mainin Kingdom Come Deliverance, versi realistis dari Game of Thrones ya. Dan basically lihat tuh, lock! Gue suka banget desain ruangannya segala macamnya. Persis banget tuh kastilnya kayak yang di Game of Thrones ya kan. Tuh, tapi versi realistis, nggak ada magic, nggak ada dragon. Baru ada juga loh, ntar referensinya kalau nggak salah. Nanti spoiler ntar aja. Oke, sekarang kita suruh ngobrol sama si kakek yang nyelamatin kita, Sir Robert. Sir Robert, how are you, sir? Sir?
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal?
Kau masih
Sorrow
lapar
is
ya?
easier to bear on a full stomach.
Oke.
I heard about your father. They say he was a swordsmith who moved to the countryside to make horseshoes.
Ya benar. Bapak gue dulu.
I
Iya
can't
apa?
understand why he wasted his talents, but I'm sure he had his reasons. He had a fine reputation. It's a great loss.
It's a great loss indeed, you know.
God be with you.
Go with Sir Robert to the kitchen, ya. Jadi kita ke dapur.
Milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with a
What?
presence.
Really?
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad.
Looks so young
Bojana
though.
here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master?
Yes, you know what I'm saying.
Here you are then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
Aduh, bener-bener dimanjain banget.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the outer bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robert. After all
Jangan gitu
he's
dong.
been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in
Kasihlah
a
dia
lodge in the
kamar.
courtyard.
Certainly, milady.
Yuk kita di kamar ya kan.
Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yang Henry di sini
Yes,
sangat
yes,
berterima
thank
kasih.
you.
Oh iya. Henry, aduh. Terima kasih
Eat
dong.
up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man.
Jadi itu barusan itu.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
Ya oke. Yes sir. You know what I'm saying. Jadi gini teman-teman. Itu tadi adalah istri dari yang part lalu tuh yang kakek yang basically punya kastil ini. Looks like oke. Pantasnya jadi anaknya gitu loh, bukan jadi istrinya. Ngerti gak sih perbedaan umurnya? Jadi oke, whatever. I'm gonna take it all by the way while we here, you know. Yang maksudnya banyak lah. Tahu diri jadi manusia, ya kan? Sebanyak-banyak. Jangan banyak ambilnya. Itu bukti orang tahu diri. Habis gue orang Indonesia sih, ya kan? Indonesia tuh biasa kayak gini. Kalau perlu buat Tupperware. Ada ketahuan nggak ya? Nggak apa-apa kan, ini kita ambil semua. Gila ya, kalau pikir-pikir ada orang gado keju kayak gitu digado gitu loh. Gue sih udah muntah rumput gue. Gila, apel ambil semua teman-teman. Ini kesempatan by the way teman-teman ya, di game ini untuk ambil semuanya. Dan kita jangan mau makan dari sini ya kan. Aduh, tapi tadi gue udah makan sih kalau nggak salah. Jadi gue udah kenyang. Tapi ini sedikit tips buat teman-teman ya. Ini makannya dari pot, tuh, eat from pot. Jadi kita udah ambil semua, juga makan dari panci. Aduh, bener-bener malu-maluin. Oke, done. Sekarang kita akan tidur.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
Do I know you? Kenapa dia tahu nama saya? Oke, teman-teman. Jadi sekarang kita akan tidur 2 jam. 2 jam cukup ya. Kata mama, tidur 2 jam cukup. Sebelum tidur minum susu dulu. Anyway. Jadi 2 jam kemudian apa yang terjadi? Pasti ada terjadi sesuatu. Patroli di double. Aduh, ada apa nih? Suddenly I want to live like this. Nggak deh, nggak mau deh. Amit. Maksudnya suasananya gitu gue mau, tapi kalau perang-perangnya nggak deh, amit-amit. Yoi, lady.
Forgive the intrusion.
Why?
I didn't wake you, boy.
Why you here? It's so weird, man. You know what I'm saying?
My lady,
Wah, ini si lady random nih.
no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you
You want me to?
do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
Istri yang punya kastil datang-datang ke kamar kita malam-malam.
Thank
Ini
you.
kayak minta gue dipenggal kayaknya.
You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
Masa kamu bisa ngirim pesuruh
I was
aja?
going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either.
Aku nggak bisa tidur.
I thought
katanya.
of you while saying my prayers. How
What?
awful it must have been for you.
Pasti jadi kamu tuh sangat
Came to
menyakitkan
offer you
ya katanya.
solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Aku yang jadi teman ngobrol kamu.
Thank you.
Agar kamu tahu kalau kamu gak sendirian. Duh.
Thank you kindly.
Well, thanks, I
welcome.
guess.
Now, Henry,
Loh.
I know this is all
No
very
touchy.
new and
No
strange for
touchy,
you,
ma'am. Iya, bagus. Henry bagus.
but I want you to feel at home
Dalam
here.
mengendalikan diri bagus.
You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal.
Horrible.
I know what it is to be left alone in the world. Although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Gue sebenarnya malah pengen ngobrol, kok suami lu bisa kayak sekitar 70 tahun, lu nya kayak 25 gitu. That's so cruel. Tell the story about the raid. Okay. Tell the story
You
about
might
the
be
raid.
right, my lady.
Nah itu bisa nggak helmnya dibuka dulu,
I'll tell
Henry?
you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other.
Hari-hari tadi
Father sent
biasa
me into
aja.
town on some errands.
Bapak nyuruh-nyuruh.
I went to the tavern to buy ale for father. I know it's a job for a groom, but I didn't mind, because my girl Bianca worked there. I courted her a while and we agreed to meet in the evening. But our meeting was never to happen.
Tadi aku janjian sama
Dear
Bianca
boy.
untuk malam hari pesta dansa itu
When
kan.
I'd done all the errands, I
Tapi tak
headed
pernah
back home.
terjadi.
I promised father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzig.
Bapak gue lagi bikin pedang buat Sir Radzig. Terus Sir
The sword
Radzig,
was taking shape when Sir Radzig himself came to have a look at it.
Sir Radzig
He
datang
praised father's work and said that with his smithing
memuji
skills, he could
pedangnya bapak
easily
gue.
make a living in Prague or
Memuji
Vienna.
pedangnya
You don't say.
You don't say.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack
Tiba
the town.
datang si itu kan kerajaan Sigismund Kemvrol.
Sigismund's cavalry was composed of Cumans.
Cuman.
They're diabolical barbarians from the east, with no
Barbarians.
regard for the rules of warfare.
Barbar emang sih.
Bloodthirsty
Diabolic
cutthroats.
whatever
The
that
very
is.
fact Sigismund has them with him shows what a tyrant he is.
True.
And then death descended on Skalitz.
And then Skalitz is basically gone. You know what I'm saying?
I saw Deutsch trying to defend himself. The man who'd mocked King Wenceslas as a drunkard
Deutsch
and
tuh orang
praised
yang
Sigismund, now
yang
stood
bela-belain
facing his
Sigismund,
soldiers with nothing but a
ujung-ujung yang
pitchfork,
di awal-awal
trying
yang
to
di
protect his wife and son.
ini kan yang di
was hopeless.
bar itu yang belain
Slaughtered
Sigismund
them all.
ujung-ujungnya
That's so sad.
dibantai sama ininya Sigismund sendiri
I
kan.
ran to the castle like our
Politik
neighbors
itu
to take
teman-teman.
cover, but I didn't
Itu
make it.
pendidikan politik by the
I had
way
to
ya.
find another way to
Yang lo
save
bela
myself.
belum tentu.
The men on the
ya.
battlements
All they
called
care
down
is
to
a
flee to Talmberg
is a
and
tyranny is
I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle.
Humans were plundering the village.
I no longer heard any sounds of battle coming from the castle, so Sigismund's army must have regrouped and started preparing for siege.
No doubt you're right.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench.
Itu Teresa.
She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman
Baru ya
savages
banyak yang
who
komen,
planned
bang
to
Teresa
violate
selamatin
them.
bang, udah.
I had some
Yang perlu
Celtic
lakuin
swords,
cuman
and even though there were several of
gitu
them, they were
udah.
better armed.
Bersiul doang
I had
aja,
to
jangan lu
try and
lawan,
save
nggak bakal bisa lu lawan tuh tiga-tiga.
I wanted there to be at
itu.
least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
Like a valiant knight.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
Yeah man, the horror is like a wow.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
Bagaimana sesuatu seperti itu bisa terjadi?
God
I don't
alone
know.
knows why he lets such things happen.
Hanya Tuhan yang tahu.
You poor boy.
Aku
I
mengerti kesedihan
understand
kamu.
your grief,
Tapi
but
kamu
God is
tidak
not
bisa
to
menyalahkan
blame for the
Tuhan untuk
ills of
semua
this
ini.
world.
Ini adalah kerjaan
That is the
setan
work of Satan and
dan
those who
segala
do
macam
his
bisikan
bidding.
dia. Benar, setuju saya.
Those who are
So corrupted by greed, envy, and pride.
envy and pride.
Human,
Not
you
lose
know,
faith.
the greed,
Whatever life
the envy, the pride. Damn.
Fate has not been merciful to me and my husband
Nasib
either.
juga ya tidak baik padaku dan
Also, in
suamiku.
comparison to the horrors you
Walaupun
went
dibandingin kejadian kamu sih nggak ada apa-apanya katanya.
through. I was young when I married my husband.
Menjelaskan segala-galanya.
It was my father's wish.
Aku masih muda ketika
Vivish was a lot
menikahi
older than I,
suami
but
aku. Oke.
A woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look
Setelah
at
nikah,
Talmberg,
sebelum nyampe di
the
sini
castle
katanya.
was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Oh, Castle ini diserang, habis itu suaminya di penjara. Lu,
My husband
yoi.
has some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek.
Oh, dia ada
who
masalah
decided to
dari
resolve
Sir
it
Havel
by
Medek of
force.
Valdek.
He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain.
That's true. That
He
was
imprisoned
cool.
my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
Okay.
That's awful.
That's like beyond awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a
80s.
sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail.
Suka dengan
We tried for years,
penyutradaran gamenya.
but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband.
Ya
In
ampun,
the
pakai
end,
habis itu
I
dia
raised
bayar
the money
duit
to
buat
pay a
ngebebasin
ransom,
suaminya.
And only then,
God.
by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years.
7 tahun.
And was Havel punished
Terus
for
si
it?
Havel ini dihukum
Never.
nggak? What?
And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish
Well,
seems
some
like
line,
a good,
man.
strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy.
Very busy.
He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
Here we are. Here we are, ladies.
My lady, you're still young and
Tapi Anda kan masih muda dan
beautiful.
cantik.
Your best years are still ahead of you.
Masih lah, masa depan masih akan lebih baik.
Would that that were true, lad.
Semoga
Would
itu
it be
benar.
true?
It's true.
But what am I
It's
doing
gotta
bothering
be
you
true.
with this? You have troubles enough of your own.
Dia sorry
I'll
ganggu
go.
deh katanya.
And let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Makanannya
Good
boleh
night, my lady.
tinggal nggak? Good night, my lady. Holy moly freaking Tony. These are dark times. Bener kata si dark time. Tidur pakai armor ya, nggak berat kasur. Teman-teman, sangat menjadikan sekali ya. Itulah kehidupan zaman dulu ya, tahun 1600-an, kerajaan-kerajaan, dimana ya hidupnya tuh nothing but kekuasaan ya. Kerajaan ini nyerang kerajaan itu ini itu. Gila, pasti traumanya pasti nggak hilang tuh, gila ngeliat. Oh my god. That again.
Help us. Don't be a coward.
And that's actually kind of creepy. Sir.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
Bangun, lo nggak mau ini.
What's happening?
Ada apa?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Waduh, ada sekelompok orang dari Skalitz. Aduh, Skalitz itu kan tempat kita yang diserang. Jangan-jangan si Sigismund Army dan si botak itu. Oke. Pick up. Come on, pick up the torch. Ada apa? Sir, what happened, sir? Where are you, sir? Okay, sir. Go to the battlements via the gateway stairs. Okay, good. Dah.
I don't know this country like so we wouldn't have time to join forces.
Listen up.
Ada apa, Pak?
If it's Sigismund and his army, prepare for the worst.
I'm glad you
But don't be daunted by their numbers.
Oh my God, Sigismund Army, really?
All will end well.
At night? Kayak Game of Thrones beneran itu topeng nggak bisa lebih.
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make
Nggak
sense.
masuk akal.
Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night?
Ngapain
Especially
Sigismund
since he
kesini
lost the
malam-malam?
element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Mungkin bukan dia.
Then who is it?
Terus
The
siapa?
scouts Divish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
Siapa
What else
nih
did this boy say?
yang menuju sini nih?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when
Gawat
we get
nih.
here.
Right, we will.
Ay, Kapitan. El Capitano. Ay. Yo, kita lihat siapa nih. Tahu-taunya ya kan? Siapa coba kita lihat. Dang. Udin.
Who goes there?
Siapa?
Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Rama?
Setan dan pengikutnya katanya. Siapa lagi? Ternyata si Jepang ngehe selamat. Oke, by the way dia selamat.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep. Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry? It was a bit of a scramble, all
Ngapain lu
right.
malam-malam?
Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat. I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened. Messenger? The lad you sent
Messenger?
to warn us. He's alive? He made it to you? He's here with me.
Untung pesuruh kamu
He
selamat
only
nih,
got
ha?
away
Selamat.
by the
Dia
skin of
selamat.
his teeth, though. God. A brave young man.
A brave young man.
But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage
Kok kalian
to get
bisa
away?
kabur dari
Thank
kastil
God for
itu?
this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses.
Oh, jadi mereka nyelundup lewat lubang.
We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Oh,
Would
jadi
you
nggak
like to spend the
merangin.
night in
Bagus lah.
Talmberg? No.
Mau mampir
When
sini?
Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he
Enggak,
might
begitu
come
Sigismund
looking for
tahu
us. We'd only be
kastil di sana
exposing you
kosong, pasti
today.
nyariin gua.
Without
Dan
me
pertama
and
kali
my
pasti
men,
kesini.
there's no call to attack you.
Nanti bahaya kastil
What
sini
will you
katanya.
do then?
Bahaya juga sih
We'll
cepak
march
ngehe.
to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense and enough room for all of these people.
Rate.
If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile. You're
Kalau
right
pasukan
there.
Sigismund datang nyerah aja, jangan
That boy's still
dinyerang.
with you.
Apakah anak itu masih sama kamu?
I'm here, sir.
I'm here, sir.
Have courage, lad. That I can't deny.
Berani juga kamu ya.
I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
Mau ikut kita nggak katanya?
I'd like to, sir, but first
Mau sih, tapi mau kembali dulu ke Skalitz.
Are you mad?
What?
What do you want there?
Mau
I
ngapain?
can't leave my mother and father.
Mau
I
bolehin.
won't leave their corpses rotting in the
Kita
street.
akan biarkan
I'll join you once I've
mayat
taken care
mereka
of.
di
Don't even
jalanan
think of
katanya.
going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
Ntar mati loh. Diam.
I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him.
Aku juga sedih atas ayahmu, tapi jangan
Make
kamu
sure
mati
that
juga.
lad doesn't
Gara-gara
budge
itu.
from Talmberg until things quiet
Pastiin
down.
dia nggak keluar.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic. I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell. Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush. I will. And good luck to you and your people too. These are dark times.
These are dark times. You're right.
Anywhere, people. Move out. It's only a short way to right there now.
Damn. What a war. I hate war, man. Make love, not war. You know what I'm saying? War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrol.
Aduh.
Sort out the watches between you.
Triple
and
patrol. Oke.
And if I catch...
Om, saya gimana Om?
What is it you
Saya bisa
need?
nolong.
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen.
Nggak sopan orang yang ngomong jalan-jalan tengah.
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help.
Oke.
I have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Aku harus bahas Budi.
Splendid.
Gitu.
And don't worry, I'll tell the men to relieve you later.
Oke. Nah, ini teman-teman sedikit tips. Langsung lari. Lari. Teman-teman lari. Angkut. Kalau mau ya, ini sedikit tips lari ke sini. Terus kalau bisa agak sneaky. Terus teman-teman bisa ambil ini yang paling penting. Oke. Jangan sampai ketahuan, kalau ketahuan ya load gamenya. Dah, itu yang paling penting. Sama teman-teman sebenarnya kalau mau juga bisa ambil panah di sini, tapi gue udah punya panah. Tuh, ini bisa ambil semua. Ambil aja deh. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Pasti nggak ada orang. Oh no. Lock. Make sure there is nobody, you know. Nobody, right? Kelamaan, tinggal ambil doang aja. Never mind. Hati-hati tiba-tiba naik kan dia.
Where did he have vanished to? He must be here somewhere.
Oh my god, ketahuan sial.
Surrender!
Oke. Load game. Jadi itu teman-teman ya. Tapi itu sekedar tips. Sebenarnya bisa. What? Gue aja nggak tahu gue punya Skype gitu loh. Bener. Kalau ketahuan langsung lo. Tapi itu sedikit tips ya buat tadi ambil. Sebenarnya untuk nggak ketahuan pencet L3. Kalau diam-diam gitu nggak ketahuan. Where am I? Yoi, ngulangnya dari sini serius. Hah? Bener nih. Ngapain lo? Ambil dulu. Baru tahan kiri. Oke. Dah. Ngulangnya dari sini sial. Tapi itu sedikit tips teman-teman ya buat mau ambil itu. Tapi kalau teman-teman ngelakuin yang video yang kalian gue upload cara kuat sejak awal, teman-teman udah nggak perlu lagi ambil, karena ya tergantung teman-teman sih ya. Kalau gue udah ambil semua yang di Scarlet kan, abis gue mikirnya kan ujung-ujungnya lu pada koit daripada lu pada koit sia-sia. Jadi saya knock out semua guard yang di Scarlet, semua tuk gue ambilin panah ini semua. Aduh, seru deh. Ya, tergantung teman-teman mau apa enggak gitu. Sedikit tips ya. Tapi tadi gue soalnya kurang cepat larinya. Jadi teman-teman pokoknya langsung ke sono.
What is it you need? Of course.
Gotta go. Oke, lari cepat mungkin teman-teman. Habis itu sebenarnya langsung gini. Jadi diam-diam gitu. Being sneaky, you know? Bego. Kadang-kadang bego juga sih sini. Still, make sure no one is here. Siapa yang suruh lockpick? Kan bego banget dah. Ini dong. Oke, time to go. Udah cukup. Sudah dapat. Yuk kita kabur yuk kakak.
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
Hey, what's up? You know? Oke, jadi terus sedikit tips teman-teman untuk ambil cepat mungkin ya, langsung lari sedikit cepat mungkin. Dan kalau mau udahan, misal teman-teman capek nih, ngapain sih, nggak ngapa-ngapain gitu kan, emang nggak ngapa-ngapain, ini benar-benar cuma mau mandir doang, ya. Ini teman-teman bisa pokoknya nemuin salah satu penjaga yang nanti teman-teman bilang ke dia, lalu teman-teman bisa udah mulai nunggu dengan cepat, fast forward daripada nunggu beneran gini lama, kita bisa fast forward waktu. Tapi harus ketemu dengan guardnya dulu. Guardnya di mana pertanyaannya nih? Ini ya, kalau nggak salah dia.
God save you, Henry.
Yeah, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Dia bukan. Kenapa dia bajunya beda sendiri? Ada apa dengan dia? Oke. Nah, yang tadi itu teman-teman sebenarnya muncul ke sini. Nih, ya, yang tadi tuh kita naik ke atas. Ini muter kan kastilnya sebenarnya. Kita. Ini dia nih, yang lagi lari-lari. Kita ngobrol ke dia.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. I don't think anything much will be.
Udah, nggak ada yang terjadi kok kata hari ini. Nah, udah pencet select. Atau kalau di PS4 pencet itu, udah kita bisa nunggu sampai pagi. Army-arminya. There you go. Suling kematian telah dibunyikan. Suara apa itu? Gonna be bad, isn't it? Okay. Ada apa ini? Yoi. Oke, kita bakal koit kayak sekali. I think so too. Oh God.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause.
Oh, Sigismund.
We may be in for a surprise. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
Itu dia. Si botak yang ngebunuh orang tua gua.
You an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
Lu mau mati kayaknya bokap
I
lu.
am Sir Markvart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markvart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king. And here in Talmberg, divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Radzik Kobila, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown.
Dia soalnya diduga melawan kerajaan.
Fortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know,
apakah Anda tahu
sir,
kemana dia
where
pergi?
he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzik of which you speak
itu kan orangnya
is the
raja
king's
katanya.
hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he
mungkin dia
would rebel
rebel.
against our king. Nevertheless,
Tapi
I can assure you that Sir Radzik
ku
is
jamin
not a
tidak ada di
Talmberg.
sini.
He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle
Kan
where he
bego
has
dia
little
dari
chance of
kastil yang
defense
kecil ke
to
kastil yang lebih
another
kecil lagi.
where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is
Atau
any
kecuali kamu
obstacle
menganggap
to your army?
kastil ini adalah semua ancaman bagi kastil Anda.
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Radzik Kobila is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Kalau begitu, apakah harus ku
Sir Radzik Kobila is
kabari
not
raja?
king, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Bahwa Radzik nggak ada di
Very
sini,
well, sir.
katanya.
As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there's little cause for joy.
Kalau teman-teman tahu ya arti bahasa Inggris barusan ini, basically dua orang ini itu sebenarnya kayak mainan pedang, saling ditun di lehernya. Gimana? Oke. Kata-kata itu tajam, halus tapi tajam dua-duanya. Suka banget gua. Benar-benar kayak film kerajaan banget. Tegang nih. Gimana? Apakah mereka What's that mean? Berbalik kan tuh, hah?
My lord, you have my utmost admiration.
Tuanku, gua ngefans sama lo. Ternyata dia ahlinya dalam. Aduh. Dewas. Gile. Gundul. Ahlinya dalam berargumen untung nih si kakek nih. Nggak jadi diserang, teman-teman.
God be with you, Henry.
Hey.
Good God, you look terrible. Did someone attack you?
Saya harus ke
I
Skalitz.
need to get to Skalitz.
What would you do there, lad?
Mau ngapain,
Sigismund
lad?
might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands, deserters, and other vermin.
Sigismund mungkin udah pergi, tapi
the Lord
banyak
commanded you to stay here.
hal-hal ini kayak robber apa.
My
Saya harus
parents
kubur
died
bapak ibu
there. I
saya.
won't leave them to be ravaged by dogs. I have to bury them.
I understand how you feel, lad. You have courage, but I won't let you get yourself killed, especially since your lord and mine forbade it.
Henry,
What the hell?
I'm glad you came.
Kita harus nemuin cara bagaimana cara keluar, teman-teman. Aduh, pencet. Ngapain lo pakai gitu? Oke. Jangan keluar, diam-diam. Oke, sebenarnya kalau teman-teman mau nggak capek, sebenarnya dikit juga sih bedanya. Tapi kalau teman-teman mau nggak capek, ini mumpung guard sini pada belum kesana semua, teman-teman lari secepatnya tadi harusnya habis ngomong sama si kakek itu, terus langsung ambil kuda di sini, mumpung nggak ada orang yang lihat. Curi kuda, habis itu teman-teman, kalau misalnya teman-teman belum pernah apa istilahnya ngelut armor dari humans alias dari penjahat-penjahat itu, mungkin teman-teman kesini dulu nih, kenalan sama si trader, ambil lockpick, ya kan? Beli lockpick buat ngebuka ini, ngebuka peti, ya. Habis itu teman-teman kesini, ya. Habis itu curi di kotak itu baju zirah, ya, baju kayak gini nih. Habis itu baru teman-teman bisa keluar dari kastil. Tapi karena gue udah pakai baju zirah, kita lihat kalau nggak salah bisa, ya. Dan sebenarnya bisa pakai kuda, ya. Kalau pakai kuda, teman-teman, cuman kadang-kadang dibilang, oh kamu mencuri kuda, malas gue. Jadi mendingan kita jalan kaki aja. Ujung-ujung tinggalin kudanya soalnya. I need to get out of here.
Says who? I've never seen you before in my life. And that's odd, seeing as how you're wearing our colors.
Nah, ini kalau teman-teman udah skill ini bisa bohong.
I'm just a messenger. So Robard sent me to Rattay with important.
Kalau skill speech sudah tinggi. Nah, bagaimana cara skill speechnya sudah tinggi di awal-awal seperti saya ini? Nonton bagaimana cara untuk OP alias overpower sejak awal di channel saya, ya. Cara kuat sejak awal di Kingdom Come Deliverance. Oke, dah. Ini kita bisa cari kuda sebenarnya kalau mau juga dari luar juga ini, tapi jalan aja, ujung-ujung tinggalin. Ujung-ujung udah tinggalin gitu. Heteng, capek-capek nyari kuda, tinggalin ujung-ujungnya.